This video is an excerpt from my full 90-minute Metal Gear Solid 2 review, of which about 90% of it is very positive, so I hope you don't think of me as a hater. I've just got some issues with the direction that the music took, so don't take it too seriously, and maybe give the full review a watch if you like what you see. But we'll pick up where I've just said I think the music is a bit shit. Now, maybe shit is putting it a bit strongly, but God, do I miss the vibes of MGS1. In my last video I talked for a good 5 minutes about everything the MGS1 soundtrack did right. The synthesised sound, the memorable melodies, the sense of tension, the emotions it brought out. And MGS2 has barely any of that. It's a different team working on the music this time. While MGS1 was done with Konami's in-house sound team, Kojima saw the film The Replacement Killers and wanted the guy that did that soundtrack to do Metal Gear Solid 2. This guy was Harry Gregson Williams. And when I first became obsessed with the hype of this game, I saw that he'd done the Enemy of the State soundtrack and I thought, I've heard of that film, I like Will Smith, this is class. And to Harry's credit, he did an amazing job with the main theme of the game, without doubt one of the great video game theme songs. And the soundtrack for those two films are totally fine, they fit the mood of Metal Gear Solid, and during cutscenes they do the job of just being there even if they don't blow you away. That's not really my problem. My problem is with the gameplay music. At first I thought this was the first case of Kojima's Hollywood obsession becoming detrimental. You know, casting aside the talent in the gaming industry as soon as he got a chance to work with someone in the movie business. I thought Harry was responsible for this shift, but upon further research I don't think he's at fault. I think the culprit is Norhiko Hibino. And of course when I say fault and culprit, please understand this is just my personal opinion. Like I said, most others don't seem to agree with. But Hibino has quite an extensive jazz background which has influenced the games he's worked on, and I don't like jazz music, especially not in my tactical espionage action. In the tanker section, it starts off well, the alert music is great, it's got all that same tension that MGS1 had, and it's almost like an evolution of that theme, even if there is a bit of brass, it's fantastic. To my ear, this sounds more like a Harry Gregson Williams song, and it still reminds me of Speed as an added bonus. The theme when you're fighting Olga too, again a bit too much brass for my liking, but it does have that famous Metal Gear motif, and it fits the occasion really well. But even the first sneaking song you hear, I can't deny, yeah, it sounds sneaky, but that like boom 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 boom, it almost sounds kinda cheeky and mischievous compared to like the oppressive and menacing synths of the first game. And then when we're in the plant we hear a lot more of that jazz influence. At first I thought they were just being a bit stereotypical by using jazz music for Fortune, a black woman, but the saxophone in particular is everywhere. Saxophone and stealth thriller just don't really mix for me, it's really not my cup of tea. Even the Sacred Alert theme has it, and the other Alert theme doesn't sound dangerous enough either. And then there's the boss music. As a reminder, here's the boss music from MGS1. And here's the boss music from MGS2. I don't dislike the song, but what the fuck is that? I don't feel like I'm in danger. I feel like I'm having a great time. And then Solidus, the final boss, it doesn't really sound very climactic. There's no memorable hook. It'd be better suited to when I was running to disarm one of the bombs. And then when you're in Arsenal gear, I like the music during the sneaking part. Not that I'd listen to it while I was doing the dishes or anything, but because the game's basically turned into a horror at this point, it's creepy and unsettling and it fits the tone well. But a couple of minutes later, when you and Snake team up, to me that should have signalled a tables turned kind of moment, and we should get some more triumphant music. Like imagine playing through this bit with the Peace Walker music or something. But I've left the worst for last, and there's no blaming Norhiko Hibino this time. I'm talking about the ending song, I Can't Say Goodbye to Yesterday, composed by Rika Muranaka, the same guy who composed the ending song for MGS1, The Best Is Yet To Come. I love The Best Is Yet To Come. Like I said, it makes you feel sad and reflective, even if you can't understand the words. But then there's I Can't Say Goodbye to Yesterday.
These will show I can't say goodbye to yesterday, my friend. I keep holding on till the end. Out of the darkness there is no.
It sounds so schmaltzy and like classic Hollywood jazz piano, and just picture like Peter and MJ dancing to it at the end of Spider-Man 3. It's even got lyrics you can understand. It makes me sick. The only thing that would have been worse would have been if Kojima got his first choice, which was going to be Frank Sinatra's New York, New York. Jesus Christ.